combat in the game. It's quite straightforward, but there's definitely some complexities that I think people can appreciate. Of course, there's the basic attacks you can do by just hitting the enemy, and to avoid enemies' attacks you need to utilize rolling. That's pretty much the main loop of the combat at the beginning if you're just starting out with the game. Nothing too complex or difficult at all, but once you start to factor in other things like powers, like the bow, the fireball spell, the bomb spell, and the hook get throughout the course of the game in their base forms, you can quickly figure out there is a sort of zen or flows to this combat that, while it is simple, it does feel satisfying. See, to use the different powers, you're going to need to utilize your mana in an effective way. Of course, you could just spam your powers and use all your mana very quickly. You'll get through the majority of the game like that, to be honest, but definitely find different ways to optimize and ensure that combat flows properly. Like, for example, doing specific combinations of powers and attacks can basically make it so that you never run out of mana. This is also not considering that the powers themselves get upgrades later on to make them better, like the bow gets a greater charged arrow after completing this challenge, fireball spell sets enemies on fire,